Good evening. I'm Springfield Mayor Jim Langfelder, and I'd like to welcome everybody to this Facebook Live public forum and those that tuned in with regards to our community development block grant funds of $799,000 that the city received. And with that, one of the parameters is to get public feedback, so we appreciate the people that have provided that and those of you that continue to be engaged. And for those that could not make it tonight, you always can supply your comments via feedback@springfield.il.us. And for those of you that have not seen the amendment that we have made to our consolidated plan for 2019, you can go to springfield.il.us. That's the city's website, and one of the first banners that you'll see is public forum. So you can click on that and look at the information. Mainly from what we've heard, and we've all experienced, it doesn't matter if it's Springfield, Illinois, or whatever city within our great country, it's impacted our business community, it's impacted our residents, and so we've built support programs for businesses, as well as taking a look at how we can support residents with regards to rent or mortgage payment assistance for those that have been impacted by the coronavirus, as well as provide funds for the food bank, Central Illinois Food Bank, to supply to our food bank distribution system within the Springfield area. So those are some of the items that we've kind of done the set aside. But again, that is all laid out into our program that we put forward with regards to the amendment. And this is the second phase. And then again, we'll have our city council meeting next Tuesday, which people can weigh in with regards to that. But again, we thank you for participating, and we look forward to providing your comments. And again, if those that could not appear, if there's still time to send that in by way of email, if you want to do feedback@springfield.il.us. But with that, I'll turn it over to Val Yazel. She's our Office of Planning and Economic Development Director. And Val has the unique distinction. She was a small business owner at one point in her life. She was also president of the chamber. She served as the interim director of the chamber. She served as the president of Local First, so she really truly understands the small business aspect, and she's helped in this process with regards to OPED, that's the Office of Planning and Economic Development, and overseeing this process. So with that, Val will conduct the meeting, and we look forward to your comments. Val?
All right, thank you, Mayor, and welcome everyone for joining us this evening. The City of Springfield did receive CDBG funding in the amount of $799,156 through the CARES Act. With these additional dollars, the City of Springfield must amend its fiscal year 2019 action plan and the 2015 to 2019 consolidated plan to be able to receive and distribute these funds. The Office of Planning and Economic Development, as well as the Mayor's Office, began receiving feedback from our community and our businesses about the looming needs and the adverse effects of the COVID-19 virus in March. This draft amendment reflects the feedback that we've received thus far, and we are here tonight to hear your feedback and comments. If you have questions, we'll gather those questions and answers and place them on our webpage. For those watching on Facebook Live, we'll gather your comments as well and answer your questions. Tonight is solely for us to listen to your comments and feedback concerning that initial draft on expenditure of the funds that we'll receive. The city is proposing to utilize the funding to address community needs related to COVID, including business assistance, housing assistance, food bank support, health and safety supplies, and affected public service and facilities. The city will also alter the program policies of its existing CDBG fixed funded economic development program to meet the needs of businesses affected by COVID-19. This is our last public session, comment session, and we'll begin compiling all the comments for City Council discussion on Tuesday. If you're unable to provide comments by this evening, you can sign up to speak Tuesday evening at City Council by going to Facebook at springfield.il.us. We appreciate all your time and everyone who's taken the time to be a part of this important public comment period. Briefly, I'll just go over each of the amendments quickly so that everyone's on the same page. Our amendment number 1 will support local businesses impacted by the COVID emergency through economic and technical assistance. Financing will be provided through forgivable grants and loans to small businesses. Amendment 2 will be provided to income-eligible residents economically impacted by the COVID outbreak to make rent payments. Funds will be provided to landlords, property managers on behalf of renters. Amendment 3 will support the food pantry to provide food to those most impacted by food shortages. Amendment 4 will support distribution of COVID-19 respiratory kits. A portion of those kits will be made available to the general public, and the remaining portion will be distributed to at-risk populations, including the homeless and elderly. And Amendment 5 will subsidize public facilities and our public services that primarily serve low to moderate income persons. Please note that the guidelines for these programs have not yet been established. Once we've gathered public input, we will submit the plan with the proposed amounts to HUD for approval. Once approved, we will follow the guidelines that HUD requires us to follow. As a reminder, tonight is about comments and feedback, and we'll gather your questions and submit those answers to be posted on our website. I will call on people individually for comments at this time, and those that have signed up to speak, if you have not already done so, you can let someone know on Facebook Live that you'd like to speak, and we'll get you in too. First person we have signed up to speak this evening is Corinne Campbell. Is Corinne available? Corinne?
I do not see her logged on.
Okay, we'll move on then. Gordon Davis. Is Gordon with us this evening?
Yep.
All right.
Okay, so Zoom just went away on me here. There we go. Hi, my name is Gordon Davis. I'm the co-founder of Whimsy Tea Company here in Springfield. I just wanted to make sure that micro enterprises like ours and like all of my my friends that are at Innovate Springfield, Springfield Local First, a lot of the downtown businesses are so small that they don't qualify for any of the federal grants and federal programs that have been put out there. And the state programs are highly specific, and they've left out a lot of folks too. I know of 3 businesses downtown that have had to do GoFundMe's to try to make ends meet through this session. And we have a lot of micro businesses. Oh, I just buzzed. Okay, I'll keep going. So the micro businesses may be small now, but we are, all of us, putting everything we have into growing these businesses and growing the local economy. And I think that it would behoove the city of Springfield to invest in these companies and businesses. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Gordon. We appreciate your input. Thank you so much. All right, next person we have signed up is Mark Harwood. Is Mark available to speak? Mark, are you on?
Looks like he's connecting at the moment. So.
Okay, shall we? Mark's connecting here, so we'll hold on just a second. If not, we'll come back. All right, let's move on to Elizabeth Brailer. Elizabeth, are you on?
she is not connected yet.
Okay, let's move on to Katie Davison. Katie, are you here?
Yes, I am. Hello.
Great.
Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to weigh in on the use of the emergency CDBG funds in response to the COVID-19 crisis. I'm Katie Davison. I'm the director of Innovate Springfield. We are the downtown business incubator affiliated with the University of Illinois Springfield. We just heard from one of our members, Gordon Davis, who is a member of Innovate Springfield. He's also a student member, which is great. And he has gone through the Co-Starters program that is a cohort that walks folks through the startup. And unfortunately, his being kind of the last one that just completed prior to the COVID-19 outbreak, is sort of walking right into this really difficult time to launch a business. And as he said, I think he's representing a number of our businesses who are also on the call to talk more about this. But you know, these folks are really kind of in between that stage of being able to be funded by the federal and state grants that are out there. So a program like this, using the CDBG funds in this way, would really have a significant impact on his business and on the businesses of several other members. And we just want to thank the city for thinking about this kind of this segment of micro enterprises that are so vital to our community and in such a fragile state right now that it really, you know, $5,000 or the grant amount could really make or break them at this point. And so this is just a well-timed use of this funding to support these vital businesses to our community. I'm also very excited about the new opportunity that will emerge with the reallocation of the CDBG funds in the future as we look at the broader spectrum and the way that we can continue to work with the city through Innovate Springfield and the development of the downtown hub. We see this as a tremendous opportunity to really to start something of this magnitude, and the need is there and it is great. And so we commend the city for continuing to be a partner of Innovate Springfield and of the university.
Thank you, Katie, and we so appreciate Innovate Springfield and all the university is doing to help promote their members. So thank you so much for speaking on behalf of so many.
And they're hanging in there. It's a tough time.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, the next person that we have signed up to speak is Stella Dean.
Yes, I'm here.
Hi, Stella. How are you?
Hi, how are you doing? Nice to see you. I just have one comment. I just hope that the criteria for the housing assistance includes that the assistance is limited to those who are not currently receiving any HUD assistance, and that those seeking rental assistance provide documentation of a job loss directly associated with COVID-19. That's my only comment.
All right. Thank you so much, Stella. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
We next have Linda Renahan signed up. Linda, are you there?
I am.
Hi, Linda.
Hi, how are you today?
Okay.
I know last week, but you know me, I can't shut up. It's been a tough week. I've been doing the best I can with curbside and everything like that. Having no help, you know, it's getting to that point where money that I want to keep in the business is going to have to go to pay my my income tax, my property taxes. So it's getting to that hard point now to maintain the business and maintain my life. Unemployment insurance has helped that. Who knows when we'll get it, and hopefully we'll get that in time that we don't have to make those choices, because I don't go into debt. I really just want to reiterate that downtown is the gem of Springfield. We need to keep working on it. The problem is most of Springfield doesn't appreciate downtown the way it should be. Our tourism is something I think is just, people in our community don't understand how important it is to us and how important it is to the entire town. And I think that for downtown businesses, we have to plan ahead, because we reopen and there's no tourists. So it's going to be tough for us for a long time. If tourism doesn't come back for a year, we're in a lot of trouble, unless we can figure out the way to get the people to come from outside into the downtown. And that's all I'm going to say today. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Linda. We appreciate it. Next, we have Alderwoman Doris Turner signed up.
Hi, Val. I didn't really sign up to speak. I was just listening.
Okay. All right. Thank you. We appreciate it. Thank you. Next person, Kathleen Alcott. Kathleen, are you available to speak?
Yes, thank you so much for providing this time. I just wanted to say, and I put it in the chat, that I totally agree with Katie and all the sentiments she made on behalf of Innovate Springfield and all of its memberships. I think in downtown is very important, and any help and assistance they can provide to sustain these businesses is much appreciated.
I'm sorry, Kathleen, you may have broken up a little bit there. Was that the end of your comments, or did you have more?
I just wanted to say that Springfield, and that I wanted to thank the city for providing resources to help sustain the businesses that are members of Innovate Springfield.
Oh. Okay, thank you. We appreciate that. Is that all, or do you have something more?
Yep, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Anthony Nudo. Anthony, are you available to speak?
I am. How are you doing?
Good. Welcome.
It's nice to be on tonight. Thank you for allowing us to come on and speak with everybody. I just wanted to point out that the folks that are having the most problems would be the ones that would be needing to have some kind of rental assistance. You know, those are the working folks that don't get any other kind of assistance. They don't get any housing assistance. They don't get any food stamp assistance. I believe those are the folks that are having the hardest time right now, and they would need the assistance more than anybody else at this time. You know, they've lost their jobs, or they've had reduced hours, and, you know, they're not able to work like they want to. And we need to make sure that we get the assistance to those folks quickly. I like the idea of sending it directly to the landlords. That way it doesn't get misappropriated for anything else except for the rental assistance that it is meant to be for. So thank you very much for allowing us to speak, and I think this is a great meeting. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Anthony. Appreciate it. All right, let's go back up. Is Corinne Campbell been able to join us?
Well, she is not yet joined.
Okay, thank you. Mark Harwood, was Mark able to join us?
He was on, but he is not logged in now.
Okay. How about Elizabeth Brayler? I know at one point she was trying to log on.
She is also not on.
Okay, all right. Okay, well, it appears that at this time, that's all the people that have signed up to speak. As a reminder, before I turn it over to the mayor, if you have additional comments and you'd like to get them to us for compilation, you can send them to feedback@springfield.il.us. And we'll look forward to this. And again, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to be a part of this important public comment period. It really means a lot to us at the city that our citizens are involved and are part of the process that we are doing on their behalf. So I want to personally thank you, and I'll turn it back over to the mayor if you have any final comments.
Well, thank you, Val. There's others that have joined us, so if you'd like to weigh in, but I'd like to recognize with Alderwoman Turner for being here, thank you, and Alderwoman DeCenso, as well as Sheila Stock-Smith, who's on our Economic and Community Development Commission. So if you'd like to make any comments, or anybody else that has joined us, you can feel free to make a comment if you'd so choose. But again, for those that couldn't join us, or if you thought of something after we do conclude the meeting, if you want to send that to feedback@springfield.il.us, we'll be compiling those and submitting those along with our amendment. We're going to try to get the funds out as quickly as possible, but there is a process you have to go through with the federal government. I think it's going to be, we're lucky if we get it before June, but they'll have to review the plan and then give us final approval, and then we'd be able to proceed with the fund distribution accordingly. So at this point, I'd like to see if there's any last minute comments anybody would like to make that's joined us. I see Linda Reinahan or Sheila Stock-Smith or Gordon Davis have unmuted. Do any of you want to say anything?
No, sir.
I'd like to take a minute, Mayor Langfelder.
Okay.
This is Julio Valenzuela.
Okay, Julio Valenzuela, right?
Yes, I wanted to just make sure, if possible, that I get the word out to the Latin community and the business owners so they can partake in this conversation. Again, I echo what Innovate Springfield says. This is a great opportunity, and I want to be able to make sure that we get that word out even to those non-English speakers.
Great, thank you. And if you have any questions, you can reach Val at, the number is 789-2294, is that right?
2377.
Oh, 2377, I was way off.
Thank you, Val. Thank you, Mayor.
Yeah, or you can email if you prefer email, you can do that too.
All right, and Mayor Langfelder, my mother Rosa says hi.
Oh, thank you, tell her we said hello.
Okay, bye.
Glad everybody's doing well. Any other comments that anybody would like to share? But again, we appreciate it. And the important thing with the coronavirus, I know there's a lot of discussion with regards to the state of Illinois. Everybody's anxious to open up businesses in various parts of Illinois or other states. And it's important that we all realize the direction, how far we've come. I know it's been a challenge to all of us, but how far we have to go. And right now there's no vaccination that, is a remedy for the coronavirus. The only proven method is social distancing. So for the rest of this year, everybody better get used to social distancing, even as we open up the businesses. It's a crucial aspect. We're doing that at City Hall. We're taking a look at our departments. How can we maintain that social distancing? And now with the introduction of the mask, we supply that to our employees. When we open up City Hall again, they'll be asked to put on their mask and go in that direction. So the mask, for everybody's purpose, is to protect people from ourselves. So if I'm infected, I might not know it, but I wear the mask and it protects others in case I do. So it's important to be cognizant of it. I think we have a great community. Everybody's moving in the right direction. It's important that we support each other. I know these are challenging times, especially for the brick and mortar businesses, and that's what we intend to do. That's why we've had this programmatic approach, because the federal dollars are coming through the system now. What's the gap? And that's one of the aspects of this program. One is the grants, which are crucially needed, but I think someone mentioned with the Paycheck Protection Program, those are for 8 weeks. Once those dollars are gone, what's the support for the businesses? And that's what we're trying to do with the remaining funds to get them to the next level. And so, but it's always important to remember, we don't want to take steps backwards by opening up too quickly. We want to be responsible, and we want to continue to support one another as much as we can in the community, and maintaining our social distancing and understanding the goal that we all have in mind is to get back to being, opening up the businesses. But the only way to get there is by compliance as much as possible and gradually opening up as soon as we can. And we're in constant communication with the governor's office, offering suggestions with regards to restaurants, retailers, and sharing their suggestions on how they could open up. And so we continue to do so and work collectively so we can reach that day sometime soon. So we appreciate everybody's support. Any suggestions you have, be sure to email those in, even if it's related to the grant or if it's related to general services. Feel free to do that at feedback@springfield.il.us. And once again, you can download not only the information with regards to the amendment tonight, but also COVID-related connections with the federal government, state, local businesses. You can go to springfield.il.us. But we really appreciate what you do and your engagement and providing your feedback, not only today, but also into the future. So with that, I hope you have a great night. I hope you stay well and safe, and be sure to pass the word with regards to supporting one another as we move forward during this challenging time in our lives. So thank you very much.